Holy hell. The plot thickens, ladies, gents and Pikachus. The Chinese communist plot to invade and take over our country using non-violent means, the political and the media system and our government. Welcome back, ladies, gents and Pikachus. Have I got a story for you? Wow, this week, today especially, has been absolutely mental. So, I did a video, I put a piece in my last daily Corvid Wokeipedia podcast about how YouTube's community board was inviting me as a member to speak about democracy and how pleased I was about this. But just before I signed the consent form to actually participate, I thought, why me? What's so fucking special about me? Yeah, I've had a great week and I had a few successful videos, but it's still only 10,000 views. It's not that great. There's people getting millions of views that are just like me or just, do way better than me. So I thought I'll just have a little due diligence, half an hour, I'll do a little bit of checking. At the bottom of the email for these people, they have AQR accredited, the marketing firms, and they have a registered business address and everything at the bottom of this email. So I checked all their stuff out. Sure enough, they are in Enfield, they have a registered business, but their AQR accreditation has expired 2 years ago. They're no longer accredited by the market research company. So I thought, that's a bit suspicious, I'll do a little bit more due diligence. So I copied and pasted the name of the agent into a few websites and I couldn't find anything about them. So I thought, okay, let's try the Chinese internet. I'll search for that person in the Chinese internet, and I found them. So I think, okay, I'm going to email them back and say, first I emailed YouTube and I said, YouTube, I know you've invited me to this thing, this YouTube community board meeting. Can you give me some more details about this marketing company that you've used in Enfield in London to ask them to invite me? They'd never heard of them. They said they don't work with these people and they don't know who they are. So that's 1, 2, 3 really suspicious things that says to me, this is not right. It's not even YouTube that have sent me that email. So how did they know? How did they know about my email conversations with YouTube? They must have someone working in YouTube who has stolen my details effectively, ferried them off to Enfield, London, and then invited me to this YouTube community board meeting under the guise of being real YouTubers, YouTube being the real client of this legitimate company in London, in Enfield. So the last thing I did, I emailed them back and I said, YouTube claim they've never heard of you, they definitely haven't instructed you as the client, and they don't know who you are. So who is your representative at YouTube? Please name your representative, I'll contact them, and if they can confirm that you are legitimate, we'll go ahead with this meeting and I will attend. They blocked me. I haven't replied at all. I can't get hold of them at all now. And then I had a few drop calls on my phone on a private number, which obviously they were just literally ringing me as they received that email where I busted them. So, ladies, gents and Pikachus, the conclusion of all this is this. Not only have I got them, have I literally busted their front company, which seems legitimate and is a registered company in Enfield in London, guineapig.me.uk, the marketing research firm, who doesn't have an AQR accreditation like they claim at the bottom of their email, and actually I'm starting to feel dubious about their registered company status. That's probably faked as well. Just like everything else the Chinese Communist Party do, it's just bullshit. They're just trying to put the pressure on with bullshit and fake accounts and lies, manipulation, everything that I outlined, which is in The Art of War, which should actually be called The Art of Being a Fucking Backstabbing, Spineless Coward. That's what they are. So actually, no, there is no such thing as a YouTube community board meeting. That's complete bollocks. And this is a warning for you. If you're ever contacted by someone claiming to be YouTube, inviting you to a community board meeting under any name really, they'll use different front companies. I'm sure guineapig.me.uk is not the first and it won't be the last. If these little fuckers contact you, do your due diligence, and almost certainly you're going to find out when you do your bookwork, you'll link it back to the PRC, the People's Republic of China. All the people that were named in that email, all the people that were named in the registered company, when I looked on the Chinese internet, they were all there. They're all soldiers. They are all members of the Chinese Communist military. So why the fuck are they interested in me? I'm just a bloke in my lounge. Ask yourself that. I can't answer that for you. I don't know why they're interested in me, why they're trying to con me into meeting up with them in London which I'm now not going to go to, I think I've literally proved that they're full of shit. Can't believe it, they're so shit at this. Talk about being the worst international spies on earth ever. If me sat here with half an hour of due diligence can uncover this whole communist plot, and by the way, YouTube are now aware of them, I'm sure they'll be woken up to the fact that one of their staff members is working for the Chinese Communist Party, trying to trick their customers and creators into these weird illicit meetings in their own countries, in London. And we know the Met Police aren't going to be any help to me. That is a trap if I ever fucking saw one. I'm not going to London to meet them now. I was even considering getting a private investigator to wear a body cam and go posing as me. But you know what, I can't afford it. You know, that would literally waste all my money. I could only fund that for like 3 or 4 weeks maximum. And if they cottoned on, they could just drag it out for a few months and then that would just drain all my money. And that's me dealt with. And during that time, I wouldn't be able to make any videos. So I go back to YouTube, I start recording a video like this one here, and suddenly I get a warning from Google Ads, and they say, oh, you have an outstanding balance. And I was like, that's weird, I didn't have an outstanding balance like half an hour ago, I'm sure I don't owe them anything. They've like triple charged all my promos, so there's absolutely no way that I can pay the amount that they've just charged me, which is totally not a real amount. And I'm speaking to Google Ads customer service, and they put me through to John, which turns out to be an AI, not a real person, talking absolute nonsense, completely ignoring the things I'm saying. And then when I do my email complaint form, they're going to get back to me in 48 hours. So that means I am now effectively unable to promote my videos or reach anyone apart from my existing subscriber base with this message, proving that the Chinese Communist Party have got their delicate little scummy spy's fingers into YouTube, and they have an agent in YouTube working in the moderation department who is inviting people with stolen details, such as myself, into illicit, possibly very dangerous meetings in their countries in order to shut us down and censor us so that they can continue with their war, which is what this is. Like I keep saying, this is fucking proof if you ever needed it. So obviously I'm not going to start posting their details and names and links on my page, because for all I know, if you click those links you're going to get a load of viruses, and I'm not willing to risk your safety or mine any more than I already have. But I will say this at the end of this video. If you ever needed any clearer, better evidence that the Chinese Communist Party are causing all of these fucking problems for us and have their fingers in our politicians and are filling up these politicians' pockets with Chinese stolen money in order to overthrow us, our people power, our democracy and our freedom of speech, our unique individualism and our personal sovereignty, the reason why we can make these videos and speak to each other like this, here it is. So just be on the lookout, be on your guard, be warned. They are very sneaky, they nearly got me there. They appealed to my ego by saying you're special. Then they appealed to my superiority by saying we need your advice on the community board thing, you know, we'll make you a board member. I made a video, I was so excited about it, I thought finally, here we go. It's a fucking trap, isn't it? It's another scumbag, cowardly, art of bullshit, art of spineless fucking, I just don't even know how to. That's it. I have nothing more to say about them. They're scum. That's just the bottom line. The Communist Party and their spies are fucking immoral, thieving, untrustworthy scum. And before we do anything in this country, before we vote for anyone, before we do any work, before we even mention their name again, we need to recognise our main enemy, who is at war with us but just hasn't got the balls to admit to it, is the Chinese Communist Party. They are physically at war with you and me and everybody else in this country, and their agents in the government are people like David Cameron, Boris Johnson, Keir Starmer and Rishi Sunak. So I will say, as the ultimate end to this video, at the next election, no matter what else you do, if you care about the freedom of this country and your right to be an individual and freely speak and disagree with disgusting, spineless lies and politics like that shit in that book, absolutely what we need to do is politically gather together and make sure we don't vote Labour, we don't vote Tory, we don't vote nothing, because then we'll get a hung parliament and they'll both sneak in, like I told you before. 100% what we need to do is vote reform or reclaim, and we need to get the power of our politics back with us, the normal British people who are good and honest and will do a fucking damn sight better than these absolute weasels have done. So that's the end of it. Woke communism is here and it's not going to be easy to remove. But remove it we must. So that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed that and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now. Holy Christ, this goes way beyond political parties. This is the very control of our government we're talking about, our freedom. Vote reform or reclaim at the next election or we are fucked, people, absolutely fucked.